Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers are on a mission. It wasn't pretty, but the 76ers notched their 5th straight win with a victory on the road against the Hornets. The Sixers struggled from the field and especially from deep, but they snuck out a win thanks to Joel Embiid leading the way with another monstrous performance of 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And also Tobias Harris chipped in with 21. Through the first half of the regular season, Joel Embiid has been the most dominant player in the NBA, and it's time I talk about it. What's going on, everyone? It is Luca here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. I've been meaning to do a video on this team, and I wanted to weigh in on what they have been doing so far. If y'all could do me a favor, please hit a like on the video. It helps it a ton. And also, please subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. So you look at Embiid, guys, his historic season continued on Saturday when he put up the 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. This marked Embiid's 20th consecutive 30-point game. Embiid now joins Wilt Chamberlain and James Harden in an exclusive club, as those three stars are the only players in NBA history to have a 30-point streak to reach at least 20 games. If Embiid does want to break Chamberlain's all-time record, he's got some ways to go, as Chamberlain does own the all-time record with a remarkable 65 straight games during the 1961-62 season. But you look at the week that Embiid has had, guys, it has been unbelievable. In a showdown of two former MVPs, Embiid came out on top as Embiid and the Sixers defeated Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in that highly anticipated battle on Tuesday night. Embiid, he notched 41 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, and 1 block in the win. The only part that wasn't ideal for Embiid in that one is that he saw his streak snap, because heading into Tuesday night's matchup against the Denver Nuggets, Embiid had recorded 16 straight games of at least 30 points and 10 rebounds. And while it was another dominant performance and it led to the most important thing, a win, he did fall short of keeping that crazy streak alive. But Embiid's streak lasted almost 2 months to the day. The last time prior to that game against the Nuggets that Embiid didn't record 30 and 10 was back on November 17th in a win over the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, it was still impressive to see what Embiid did, because he proved that he can lead this team to wins over championship contending teams. It's not just about Embiid and the Sixers beating up on bad teams. Tuesday proved that Embiid, he can be the guy who leads the Sixers team to getting big wins. You look at Embiid, how he followed that up on Friday night. He took the floor against the Magic, and he needed just 31 minutes of action to record 36 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. The Sixers won in convincing fashion, beating an Orlando team that has been a good surprise story this season, 124-109. As Embiid is averaging 35 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 5.9 assists per game. With these numbers, Embiid becomes only the 4th player in history to average at least 35 points and 10 rebounds through the first 30 games of the season. The others to do so are Hall of Famers Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and Rick Barry. Embiid, he is truly becoming a generational star and top talent, and he is climbing up the ranks of all-time big men. He's on pace to lead the NBA in points per game for the 3rd consecutive season. He has made a massive stride when it comes to his passing and playmaking ability, averaging far more assists per game than he ever has in his career. And he remains one of the best on the defensive side as well. And due to the 7 games missed in the last month, there was reason to believe that Embiid, he would start to maybe slow down, and that hasn't been the case. And it hasn't hurt his MVP case that Embiid has missed some time. According to the most recent MVP ladder, Embiid still remains at the top over the likes of Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You look at what Embiid's doing, I would not be surprised if he wins the MVP again. So, you look at Embiid, he's playing better than he was last season. He could very well end up becoming the MVP again. So the Sixers have a much better Embiid. And then going into the season, one of the big question marks surrounding the Sixers team was if Tyrese Maxey was able to take that leap. Because obviously the Sixers had the whole outfall with James Harden. They were able to trade him, which was the right move. And then in doing so, we saw something that I said was going to happen before the start of the season. I predicted that Tyrese Maxey was going to be one of the players who broke out this season, and Tyrese Maxey has been unbelievable for the Sixers team, really elevated his game, really establishing himself as that all-star type player, that secondary star that the Sixers can lean on in a playoff series. And then you look at Tobias Harris. I want to give him a shout out too, because he's in the midst of a particularly hot stretch right now, and he's starting to get his offensive rhythm going, and I really think Tobias Harris needs to be that consistent scoring threat for the Sixers team and that consistent third option, especially if the Sixers don't make a move at the deadline. So you look at the Sixers, guys, they are 28-13. They're officially at the halfway point of the season under new head coach Nick Nurse. And by the way, speaking of Nick Nurse, it was a really good move for the 76ers to bring him in. And I actually went on RB's channel, shout out to my guy RB, after the Sixers made the hire. And I said that he was going to be solid for the 76ers. And I really believed that he was going to elevate the roster. And I think Nick Nurse could very well be the key to finally getting the Sixers over the hump in the playoffs. And for the Sixers team, it's all about performing in the playoffs. And you obviously know Nick Nurse's history of getting the Raptors team over the top when they did have a superstar in Kawhi Leonard. And Nick Nurse operates best when he does have a dominant player. And, we're seeing it now with Embiid. So, you look at the Sixers team, guys. This is a team that, when I look at the current landscape of the Eastern Conference, you got to feel good about the Sixers' chances in a playoff series against a lot of these other Eastern Conference teams. I mean, right now, I would just say that the Celtics are that big team that you got to worry about. But you even look at a team like the Bucks, they have their major flaws, and I really think the Sixers can go toe-to-toe with them in a best of 7. So, I mean, Bucks, Celtics, those are the teams you're going to have to deal with. But if the 76ers can stay healthy with Nurse leading the charge, and, Embiid is locked in, Maxey's giving you his all-star self, I think the Sixers team can surprise a lot of people. So we'll see if the Sixers end up getting aggressive at the trade deadline. They're obviously linked to some Raptors players who recently got moved in, Anunoby and Siakam, but I don't think the Sixers necessarily need to or are going to make a move. They're going to have plenty of cap space to work with this upcoming summer. So we'll see, if this is the season where the 76ers can get it done. But Embiid's locked in, and I think that, Embiid and the Sixers team, they are on a mission right now, guys, and they want to go out and prove that they can get it done. So we will see how the Sixers perform down the stretch here. But Sixers fans, let me know your thoughts to Embiid's impressive run right now, his stellar season, and what do you make of the Sixers' chances in the grand scheme of things coming out of the Eastern Conference? Let me know your thoughts. Hit a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. That is it for me. So Lucas signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next video.